human power has failed before. As it will again.
All right. Before we get started, I just want to allow my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves, basically tell everybody who you are and what podcast you come from, and also let us know who you think was the MVP, the best character in the movie. And we're talking about Dragon Ball Evolutions. I'm going to go ahead and let you go first, Josh.
This is Josh from Dad's Anime Stache. You could also check me out on the Morcana channel on TikTok. I mean, the best part of the movie, hands down, was Yamcha. Despite the fact that he was played by a 68-year-old man, he was absolutely the best part of the movie. I don't know why he was 40 years older than the rest of the cast, but he was definitely the best part.
I will say he was pretty cool. Only thing I didn't like about him is they really played on the dumb part of Yamcha, and they didn't really explore any more of his character. Because I'm like, and we didn't get a Wolf Fang fist. I'm like, come on, man. Out of all the moves y'all bullshitly took from the show, because it took me a long time. Because when they hit you with that second, when Master Roshi was like, "Yeah, we're gonna take you to the temple so we can learn Earth, Wind, and Fire," I'm like, "Is he the Avatar?" Like, what the hell? I got so confused. I had to check the movie real quick because I'm like, maybe I haven't been paying attention. Have they been learning with water techniques this whole time? Type shit. But
I'm gonna have to watch Dragon Ball again. Was that what that was about?
Man,
it's a rock paper scissors, but it's fire, earth, air.
I'm gonna go ahead and let my other guests go. Go ahead.
How's it going, everybody? I am Hayden from the Was Games and Gamers podcast. That one's been on hiatus for a minute. You can find me right now on All Around Gaming on YouTube and or TikTok, whichever is your fancy. I honestly think when it comes down to this movie, my favorite character was Roshi. I liked Roshi because he was just kind of comedic the entire time. Like, one of his first lines was whenever Goku was like, "This cannot be happening." It's like, believe it. You're getting your ass beat by an old man. I like his whole character because he was comedic, but he's also serious. It's like normal Roshi. He didn't have his perviness, but I feel like took a little away from his whole character. But I still liked his entirety of it. It's like, okay, I got to be the actual master at this point. So yeah, he was my favorite in this MVP too.
I thought that was interesting that you said that, because that was one thing I noticed right off the bat. I'm like, this is not Master Roshi. Where is the perviness? You got all these beautiful women right here, and he ain't attracted to none of these people. Who is this man? Because this is not the Master Roshi I know. And then it threw me off when he had introduced himself as Mutant Roshi, because I was like, oh shit. Is that his name? Because then I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, that's something they actually got right there. But then they later on in the movie, he goes to talk to his master, and they pull up this random black guy. I had to look him up. I'm like, who the hell is this? And then that's supposed to be, I guess, Master Maito, but I forgot what his name was.
That was Ernie Hudson, right?
It was Sifu Norris, something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, who is this? So I'm Googling, and it was like, oh yeah, that's supposed to be Master Mutant or some bullshit. I'm like, why couldn't they? This is, I guess, man.
There's a lot of context left out in this movie when it comes down to a lot of things.
Boy, the few things that really just like piss me off is like, okay, the number one thing that kind of starts it off in the beginning, you have Goku training with Master Roshi and everything, but then after that, you have Goku going to school. Where in the hell has that ever happened? That's why I was like, I couldn't tell if they were mixing in stuff from Dragon Ball Z with Dragon Ball where they trying to make this Gohan and then Goku? Like, were they trying to
No,
mix them
Gohan,
things?
not Gohan. Gohan.
Gohan.
And I gotta give you, I gotta say this because I actually think that was probably the best character in here. Only reason I feel like he was the only character that kind of stayed a little bit kind of true to his character, not too crazy, but can fight, was kind of training Goku. It took me a second to know that was Gohan because I think it took him a second to name him because at first it could have been Master Roshi, you know what I like? You couldn't tell which route they was going. But yeah, I will say I think Gohan was the best character. So with Master Roshi being second,
They didn't know what route they were going when they were making this movie, man.
No,
and
I don't think they did.
one thing I said,
it's like they had an intern skim the Dragon Ball wiki and whip up a script.
No, that's too much.
I feel like
much.
all they did was she got the characters' names and then still fucked up how to pronounce them because that's what pissed me off. Because we all
We've
get
never
mad.
heard the names, but we've seen them written down, so we assume that's right.
It's like the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar movie, The Last Airbender. You got Ong, Sokka. All the names are just mispronounced here and there. Everything's wrong. It's like, okay, they move stuff. All right, we got a movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't remember which one came first. If this came before Avatar or if Avatar
this one came first.
This came out April 10th, 2009. A day that will live in infamy.
We got to give Dragon Ball its props because I always thought that Avatar was the first one that had all the names wrong. See, I don't remember if I watched Evolution for real the first time, to be honest with you, because I never remember it being this bad. Like, because this was horrible. And it's not even to say, like, something me and Hayden was kind of talking about before Josh kind of jumped into the conversation. We were kind of, and I guess we can just go ahead and make this a bigger conversation, is do you think this would have been better if this was loose, if they would have promoted this as loosely based on Dragon Ball? So you get the name of the characters, but it's their own story type of shit. Because I feel like when you go with the adaptation of Dragon Ball, we are picturing Dragon Ball. We're not picturing these motherfuckers with Dragon Ball names doing ki or telekinesis type of abilities. Like, I can't even tell they doing ki. Like, that's them.
They're just doing whatever the fuck it is they're doing and hoping nobody asks questions, pretty much.
This is one of those things where, like, I don't know if the actors knew. Like, if you go to the premiere thing and this about to be the next big thing, like, oh man, nigga, we got the newest superhero movie. This about to kill. And then you go to the premiere and you hear
one of 20 guys. Pre-order your tickets now.
Man, you won't believe my Goku. And then you know what really pissed me off? Before I'm good, already do a piss. Let me go ahead and do plot real quick. Let everybody know what this was about. I'm gonna give you guys the actual plot that is on. Did I get it down? Oh yeah, on Netflix. This is so funny because it's literally like 2 sentences. After training with a great master, a powerful warrior fights to protect the planet from an evil lord who is determined to conquer the universe. That is the whole description on Netflix.
Is that right, though? Because, like, did Piccolo say anything about the universe?
He wanted to conquer that disease-ridden rock was the main thing he quoted in the movie. Whether or not the universe encapsulated in the end, he's like, okay, first off, it's like Doofenshmirtz. I'll take over the Earth after I take over the tri-state area. It's that Earth first, universe later.
That's the way to do it, though.
Let me say one thing though, because when they're telling the story in the beginning, they're like Piccolo had came down and he was allies with the Uzaru, and then they sealed up the Uzaru and everything. Was that a different Uzaru? Was there another Saiyan, or was that Goku? Like, because I couldn't understand in that. Is he 2000? like that was.
I assume that was Goku, but like. They said that was thousands of years ago.
That was Wukong. That was Son Wukong.
What the fuck?
That was Wukong. Son Wukong. And his pig friend Oolong. That's a whole different thing.
That's the only person it Loki could be, because you sit here thinking like, was there another Saiyan? Like, or like what's going on? Because I guess the whole catch of the whole thing of this whole movie is they're talking about Uzaru, and then when Piccolo hits him with your Exaru, and then he turns into like a werewolf mixed with a great ape type thing. Like
that was like 2 inches taller than his regular
like
thing.
7
That was
feet tall, man. That's
oh no! Run!
Like, I'd just kick him in the balls. He's not that much bigger.
Okay, based on the Piccolo that we got, can you guys determine if this was Piccolo or Piccolo Jr.?
I'm gonna say this is just Piccolo. Otherwise, because this is one that was landed on Earth and then was sealed. It didn't say anything about reincarnation, next of kin, or anything like that. So this is Demon King. Well, not even Demon
Lord
King.
Piccolo, you know.
This is Mr. Whatever. This is Kamikolo at this point. Kami doesn't exist. This is Kamikolo.
Even that scene where I guess you can kind of say this Piccolo, because that scene where he makes the monsters, but they just like absorb the blood out of his arms instead of like, you know, because he was just asexual, just throwing up eggs in the show. So they like literally suck the blood out of his arms.
I thought Cybermen were gonna pop out. I'm not gonna lie. I immediately thought Cybermen were gonna come out.
It basically whatever the fuck those were regular aliens. Because those what the fuck is
they're whatever the cheapest CGI monsters were at that point.
It's like Power Rangers summoning right there. My blood will summon them in. Get more.
And they had good regeneration. You had to knock them in the lava type shit. If I remember.
They were the rejected Ivan Ooze putties.
You know what else pissed me off?
I think this whole episode is just going to be someone. We talk about something, and the next person's going to be like, you know what else pissed me off?
It's just because it's just so much stuff in this whole thing. And this literally, we just in the part where we just talking about things that I was thinking about watching it. And the one thing that really kind of threw me off was they having Goku chase a girl was so stupid. And that makes no sense to me, because it's literally like, which part of Dragon Ball? Like, what are you? It just makes me mad. I understand now why Dragon Ball and anime fans kind of gatekeep they shit, because when you get shit like this, I would be very mad.
I hate how right you are about that, and I get it.
Yeah, there was that was one that I can't even argue, because it literally went and was like they talked to each other 3 times, maybe 4 times of the entire movie, and fell in love with those 4 times chatting with each other. That was nonsensical to me.
I just want to say I am by far a revisionist. You know, I don't want to see a movie that's exactly like the show, but you can't just take a character's name and change him completely. They changed everything about Goku down to his core. He's interested in girls. He has so much trouble learning techniques. He's not a natural fighter. What? That's the opposite of everything about him.
But how will it sell without a plot of him not questioning if he's good enough?
That's the one thing I couldn't get, was Bulma being an action fighter. Her going there shooting guns and shit.
That was cool.
I mean, it makes a little sense, because she did shoot Goku when they first met, but she wasn't I'm about to be the first one. They mixed her with Launch.
They did mix her with Launch. And you know what they didn't do? Give her blue hair.
No, she had a strand.
That ain't enough for me.
That's a lot of blue hair for some people.
And then they took away her #1 job, basically telling everybody what the Dragon Balls were and stuff like that, and then having her come here talking about what did she say? Something orbs.
The Promethean orb.
Oh, that threw me all the way off. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. Like I just couldn't see how. To be honest, if I was in this movie, I probably never would tell people I was in this movie. And hopefully I could play a role where you couldn't tell I was in this movie, because this was crazy. Now we're going to just go ahead and just try to talk about some parts that we thought were funny, some of our favorite moments. And then after that, we're going to go into, our just #1 hated moment, because I know you guys probably got something that was like, man, this right here. But we're just going to go ahead, start off with 3 going up to 1. I'll let you go first. Hayden.
Okay, so one thing I will give this movie in a positive light is I feel like the choreography when it came down to the fighting was cool.
Mhm.
Not top notch, nothing like that, but it's a lot better than I was expecting it. So one of my favorite parts of this movie was whenever Goku attended, that typical high school party that he did in episode 4 of Dragon Ball, and he's kicking all their asses without doing anything. Like, that is really cool to kind of showcase that he is a lot stronger than a regular dude. They're swinging, punching, and he's just like, nope. I thought that entire bit was cool right there, just to showcase that. So choreography in this movie was really good when it came down to the combat.
I will say the combat was not bad. I feel like if you would have kept it more Dragon Ball S, you would have had, probably a moment where, Goku kind of mistaked his strength and kind of hit one of them kind of a lot harder than he probably needed to type shit, and they go flying.
Turned into a horror movie.
But
Heads popping off everywhere.
Not to go that far, but just to say, because in the show, he usually always hits somebody randomly, and it'd be a lot harder than when he thought they could take. So just seeing them kind of be able to fight with them kind of shows you that he was actually pretty good with his martial arts. Only thing I will say is I just didn't like the way they were fighting in terms of Dragon Ball. Like you said, if we take away the Dragon Ball thing, this would be an okay movie by itself. You know what I mean? If this is not Goku,
I say that I'll discuss this later after this. We'll have the whole discussion on this. I have
changed from something else. I feel like it could have worked a little bit, but the fighting wasn't that bad. Some parts look kind of crazy when they at the end when they did the Kamehameha blast, if that's what that was, and he had to like shoot it, jump into the motherfucker. I'm like, where's the beam at any of this? But some of it, to me, it was like they were basically every fight scene, they were trying to figure out how much more money on the special effects they had. And that basically determined how good the fight was. It was like, we still got about another million. So, okay, we can kind of explore on this a little bit. But there's some scenes where you got where you get the Chi-Chi when what's her name? Marge turns into Chi-Chi and she throws the fire and they act like they can't just jump through the fire. They all got to run around some shit. Like, that threw me off. I'm like, when y'all just learning airbending? Like, would that be the best time to use the shit? Like, that makes no sense to me. But all right, go ahead, Josh. Where are you at?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you guys on the fight scenes. Like, my first note is they start with like this Gohan versus Goku fight where they're fighting on the clothesline, and it looks good. It looks fun, and you see that, and you're like, "Oh, this is gonna be a fun movie." And then it's not. But something I like is when he trains with Roshi. Roshi makes him train in weird ways, and he carries around a backpack that looks like a turtle shell.
Yeah. So I mean,
spot on. I was all for that.
At least they kept something that was a little bit true to the story. Now that I think about it, damn, there was no Krillin. They couldn't bring in a bald head motherfucker.
That's one of my dislikes, is a lack of Krillin.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's literally 0% Krillin in this movie.
No, like, now that I think about it, like, shit. And you would have think he would have literally been there, but I guess you kind of skipped the tournament. So it's like, do you really need Krillin? But it's like, that's his best friend. You know what I mean? So
did we really need to make this movie? There's a lot of questions at this point.
I feel like whenever he saw Chi-Chi at that little fighting rock thing where Roshi took him, Krillin could have been in the background, or that's who Chi-Chi could have been fighting. I feel like that's a small introduction. It's like, oh, he is
easy.
Now for one of my favorite funny moments. This is basically something I talked about earlier, but I thought it was funny when they all getting ready to train, and Master Roshi gets Goku basically to accept that to go train, and he comes out and he was like, okay, I'm about to take you to a temple, and we're gonna learn the 3 elements: air, water, and fire. And when he said that just like threw me off, because I literally had to do the most Google searching just to make sure I was not fucking up. Because I'm like, was the Kamehameha a air technique? And did I not know that? Like, I was like, have I been sitting here not knowing this for the longest? So I'm like Googling it, and it was like, I looked up something, it was like, no, there's no semblance. The only air that comes by it is when, I guess, the air that pushes off when it shoots out. That's the only air in the technique. And I'm like, this is hilarious. Like, it's like this movie couldn't figure out what they wanted to be, and they just kept, we're just going to keep the names of Dragon Ball. We're just going to keep the story going, and we're just going to whatever next scene, we're just going to make it up as we go. You know what I mean? What we're going to do next, we're going to do that.
the movie couldn't figure out what it wanted to be or who it wanted to be for. Because, like, I feel like it's not for Dragon Ball fans, but I don't think anyone else would have watched this.
True. Yeah, I think that's where the more elements of what we're talking about. Like, if you take off the Dragon Ball and just make this about a movie where motherfuckers are just looking for magical balls,
the Promethean orbs,
Promethean orbs, or and then make just the Monkey King or some bullshit, and they're fighting the alien. This could have been like a bullshit like Cartoon Network Disney movie. I'm thinking, playing around at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's what I would think.
Like, yeah, I think so.
I don't think it would have been no blockbuster nowhere. No, I think it'd be right there where Shockborn and Lava Girl is, depending on how good you think that movie is.
This
One of
movie
the
cost
greatest movies.
$30 million to make.
And it all went to Piccolo.
I hope so, because my God, he is the only actor they hired for this movie. He's like, whenever he comes, it's like, whenever he's acting, it's like he thinks he's in something good.
Well, he puts his heart and soul into it. Would you rather someone could be like, I am Piccolo, die Ozaru?
He could have, and no one would have faulted him for it.
He would have had about the same amount of energy as everybody else had, because everybody else was just like, they had that I'm in a movie type of energy. Not that I'm like, I'm doing a good story. It's about to be, I'm in a movie. Like, shit, I'm going to tell everybody to come watch it. But I know they're going to hate these reviews. When people wrote those reviews and was like, bitch, I don't know. You said you was playing Bulma? I guess. But I'm going to go ahead and start off the second round. There was a scene, this is right after Goku, Bulma, Master Roshi falls into the trap that Yamcha had made. And then you have a scene where Bulma falls. She's like the last one to fall. Master Roshi catches her. And like, instead of doing, some Master Roshi shit, he would have touched her, said some goofy ass shit or something. This motherfucker dropped her like she was gross. I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is not the Master Roshi I know. I feel like, then when I was thinking about it, I was like,
blue in there.
That's funny if y'all know Commander Blue, but
General Blue, I'm sorry.
I think what's the funny thing is that to make a Dragon Ball movie, I think it has to be rated R to really explore a lot of the stuff that the movie does and from the show. Because Master Roshi is not a character you can say this is TV-14 and be able to do what.
But I think they can pull Master Roshi back enough to make a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
That is good.
Because R-rated would be him literally like constantly like pantsing him and stuff like that. I know Dragon Ball had its very questionable moments, but it was far and few enough between that I think it would have been okay at PG-13.
Okay. I see what y'all saying. If you can scale them back enough, but keep the fruit, the flavor of Master Roshi, like we still understand that's Master Roshi. Yeah, I can understand it. But I feel like
Roshi. I don't know why
because
it can't be good.
That's what he calls it. Hey, you guys want some flavor of Roshi? Top notch, high quality. Come out to the Kame house. Mr. Turtle will help.
Never go stale. You know what I mean, man.
And if it does, it becomes a taste of Mutan. Roshi is the prime one. Mutan is the off-brand one.
Which Mutan, man? Yeah, I guess if you get a little older, you'd be like, well, this the black edition. It's back. I still can't get over that. Just the random black master that he's like, I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I love the representation. And I don't want to say like, oh, there shouldn't be no black people in Dragon Ball. There should be. But they should make sense. Like, don't tell me this is the dude who taught Master Roshi, and I know he didn't. But
the way they drew them in the original Dragon Ball, there probably shouldn't have been any black people.
Yeah, and especially like if this would have been about Frieza and some of the stuff he's saying, there definitely shouldn't have been no black people.
Now it's an R-rated movie.
That's an R-rated movie.
You're like, oh
Could you
Lord!
Imagine if Evolution did well enough to get a sequel, and next thing you know, it's like, "Hello, monkey. There's a lot of other monkeys here with me. This is Vegeta, and that is Nappa. Kill him."
Do you think they would have been able to make it in this like climate and society? Oh
I
my
think I broke
god!
Josh over there.
The perfect mispronunciations. What they would have done. It's right on.
Vegeta, it's a Super Saiyan. That's how it would be, shit like that. So you're not an alien. Well, you are, but you're a Saiyan.
Well, we knew he was an alien at the beginning of this one.
Yeah, that's
Carry
something.
the lead, huh?
Man, I'll go ahead, Josh. What's your second one?
What were we talking about? Things we liked?
Yeah,
Um,
it's a little bit, but you can find something.
they
He's
do
really
the
skimming
Mafuba.
hard.
I liked the Mafuba.
Oh,
Cool.
the one that you need like 7 people to do, and need an artifact now. Like it's
Yeah.
so weird, but yeah, it was
But
interesting.
to be fair, I don't fault them for changing the Mafuba into something that's a lot more because it's a big thing, man.
I
You
think
put some guy in a rice cooker.
the main thing about it is that whoever does it is gonna die. To me, that's the all you need. That especially if you didn't build your characters enough, that scene within itself should be enough to satisfy the whole situation. But
Yeah, but did they build their characters enough?
Roshi. I was almost sad.
I mean, I didn't even know that's what happened. Like, I don't even think he did the Bufuba. He was out. What killed him? No,
I think it was the Mafuba mixed with the Ozaru choking him. You know, the giant Ozaru that was about a foot taller than him. It's like, ugh.
Man, that
I'm not saying a guy who's a foot taller than you can't be intimidating. I mean, we've all seen Rocky 4, but I just think,
Should've
the
been a lot
original
taller.
Ozaru was a lot more intimidating.
yeah, especially if like skyscraper size. I mean, like, you can literally look at the size difference when they're in the first world tournament with Master Roshi, Jackie Chung, and Goku. I mean, the size difference was huge.
Yeah, but he was also a lot smaller in the second world tournament, so it's hard to say.
Man, that's one of those things where you gotta blame the author. Why can't y'all keep that consistent? But
I can't blame anyone. I'm a Digimon fan. That's their big thing.
I love me
Sizes
some
are-
Digimon.
Sizes are never the same.
When are we getting a live action Digimon movie?
oh man, you think we
We're
got
good.
the technology ready for that? Would you be ready for that, Josh?
No.
Especially if it really depends on who do it. If it's one of those like, yeah, Netflix got the rights. Oh hell no. I don't
I
want to say
feel
that.
like that one's 50-50. The One Piece live action is actually really good, I'll say.
Well, here's the big difference. A live action show versus a live action movie. A live action show, when you have 10 hours to tell a story, is a lot different than when you have 2 hours.
True.
Yeah, I still think it could work. I feel like it could work entirely fine.
Because I feel like you really got to know how much of the story you can just use and then skip over and not really affect the story. And I feel like if you watch the first Avatar movie, that was one of the worst things. They couldn't really figure out how much time to spend in each book, and they were moving so quickly. You're like, what the fuck? If they were moving this quick in the TV show, he would have had this solved in 30 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
like what the hell? Like, this is crazy. But Hayden, what's your second one?
So this one also kind of harks back to the fighting, but it's a specific thing. So it's whenever Goku fights Mai in the lava pit. It was just one thing there that I thought was a good callback to Dragon Ball itself as a whole. Was whenever she goes to punch him and it has no effect, and he's just like, huh? And then socks her immediately after. Like, it's just a good callback to how Dragon Ball it is. Another representation of the power difference right there. But all I thought was like, oh, it would have been cool. They clash fists and stuff like that. But no, I just thought that was really entertaining there. Just the confusion on his face and just the...
Yeah. I thought it was a little cool that they try to implement the tournaments a little bit, even though we didn't get the full-on thing. But the whole fact that I guess they were at the training grounds that Master Roshi wanted to go to first was they were doing the tournament. So I thought that was pretty cool. I wish they would have really explored that more.
They were building that for they were positive they were getting a part 2, and that part 2 was going to be the last world tournament we saw in Dragon Ball.
What would it even be called? Because I feel like Dragon Ball Evolution should have been the sequel title. This would have been Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Re-Evolution.
The funny thing about that statement, though, is that Piccolo he's still the same. He's back after the end credits. Like this, is the same guy. So it's not like he shoots out the egg and we get the next Piccolo. That's why I kept saying, which Piccolo is this?
It's funny though. Like I saw the movie in theaters when it came out, and I did not stick around after the credits. I just learned there was an after credits scene. When
I know.
watched it.
Me too. I low key was typing up the rest of my thing, and then they had just started playing. I'm like, oh my god, then they had extra credit schemes back like this far back. I thought Marvel started that.
Iron Man came out in 2009.
Wow.
Oh, damn, maybe. Shit. Sometimes you be forgetting how long ago some of these movies is, and make you start to remember you old. You know, like I was here for the first Iron Man movie.
I was too. I was a child. I was 8 years old, and I was like, "Whoa, superheroes!"
I was 71.
Damn.
What's your third one? Go ahead, Hayden. We're gonna go the other
So
way
I'm sitting
around.
here trying to think on it. There's not much to honestly like when it came down to it. One of my favorite things, I like the effects on the Dragon Balls. We're gonna go kind of this nitpicky on this. I like the effects on the Dragon Balls. Like the whole like orb thing was really cool.
Yeah,
and
when he's holding it and looking at him and the stars are swirling.
like that was really cool. Just like the
That's on
effects
my
in
list
there.
too.
That was like, wow, that's really cool. But another thing, because we talked about it, I'll be honest, I liked this Bulma. I like this representation of just the badass Bulma, because in the initial Dragon Ball, she came in episode 1 as like, okay, I'm gonna shoot you, and she had this badassery to her, and then very quickly fell off. This one here kind of at least had her not being able to keep up, but at least attempting to, because she was taking on Mai. She at least kind of had a slight bit of badassery, the launch aspect to her. Like she's smart, she didn't showcase it a lot, but she had her Capsule Corp stuff. Like it was. No, not yet, Raysean. You got 2 other people after me. It's just, it would have been like, I like this Bulma. I like how they kind of did this Bulma because they added a badassery to her that did not have a longevity in the original series.
As soon as you said Castle Corp, something that really pissed me off about this movie, really, I'm not gonna get there, but as soon as you said that, it just it irked me so much, man. Because
You're welcome.
Why did they even put that in the fucking movie? I will agree. You know, I feel like Bulma would be cool if she had some more scenes where she being a badass. I will give you that. I think it's a little weird sometimes because seeing her do that, and I think the main reason, the difference between the show and the movie from me is the difference on how strong Goku is. I feel like in the show, you don't have to be that fighter chick when you got a motherfucker that's probably the strongest motherfucker on the earth. Like
Exactly.
by that, like he's lifting cars, he's doing all this shit at a young age. This Goku, which is this beginning of Z, or like is this the Goku that's about to go fight Piccolo Jr.? Like you can't really tell, but just the strength that you see coming off of him, he doesn't come off as like the same Goku. He does come off as strong. I will say he does come off as strong, but he doesn't come off as like the strongest
Superhuman.
person. You know what I mean?
He's strong, but he's not superhuman.
I'll give you that one. What about you, Josh? Last Light. Come on, man. You can pull something out. I like Piccolo was green.
I did like that he was green. That's good. The girls in this movie are pretty.
Oh yeah, I remember you did say you had that one. You know,
No. At the beginning, I like that Grandpa Gohan tells Goku that being normal is overrated.
yes, you know,
I agree.
That's
We're
a life
better than
lesson we
normal.
all
We're
need.
abnormal.
I mean, look at us. We're 3 adult males and probably all in our high 20s to mid 30s talking about Dragon Ball. I mean, this is the life. This is everything I thought about doing when I was in high school. Whew.
I'm glad I'm here, man. I have that same shirt, by the way, Raysean.
Oh, do you? You
Mhm.
probably do. I have like 3 of these for some reason. I remember Walmart was going out of business, and for some reason, I guess I bought 3 of them.
Wait,
'Cause
Walmart was going out of business?
Yeah, I had one right near my house that ran. We only had like one store. It's not like we lost all our Walmarts. We lost one Walmart, and they mainly said that one because of stealing and everything. But once they were going out of business, they were selling the anime shirts for like $3, and then I think one day it got down to $1, and I bought like hell of them. So literally
Yeah.
3 of these My Hero shirts. I think I got 2 Dragon Ball shirts, and then I got like mass toothpaste and deodorant. That's probably last me probably a few more months, because this happened like 2 or 3 years ago. So that lets you know how much I bought. All right.
Man.
Moving on to my final one, and this is something I thought was pretty cool. More of the idea and the concept of it, not the execution, because it was not executed great. But I thought the whole idea of it could have been a great thing. It's something I wish we would have seen more in the anime. And it's the scene where Goku is kind of like, okay, I am the Ozaru, and he accepts that he's the Ozaru, and he kind of takes the power from the Ozaru and kind of combines it with his base, and then he goes after Piccolo, and he's fighting Piccolo, and they doing some Wing Chang, Hami Hong bullshit they doing, they doing something, but it ain't Dragon Ball, because I'm telling you, I think a lot of their powers were telekinetic, because it was even a scene where Piccolo crushed the whole house with his hand. I'm like, is that a key technique? Like, what is that? Like, I've never.
He's not been shown in Dragon Ball for a very long time. I wish he did that more. He should have been at 100%. Would have been cool to see him just with Goku. Just.
But I just think the idea of them combining the Ozaru with his base form and stuff like that is a cool, great idea, and something I would have loved them to see them explore a little bit more in Dragon Ball. I know you can probably think of like Super Saiyan 4, but I'm thinking like I feel like there should have always been some type of form or base power you could have boosted from that form. But that's just me.
Agreed.
Agree? Okay.
Like that was really neat.
I agree. The execution was piss poor.
Oh, horrible. Now, moving on to, this is our top hated moment, or if you guys got a few, I'm going to go ahead and let you take the floor, Josh, because I just feel like you probably got something.
Where the fuck was his tail? Where
Yeah.
was Goku's tail?
He don't need one.
Me from start to finish.
See, but then they could be like, this is the adult Goku that didn't have the tail.
But
then like we
16.
doing
16. Also, his hair looks stupid. Justin Chatwin is a bad actor. Why did Gohan teach him about Ki and not Master Roshi? This is just a shitty Superman ripoff movie. How did Piccolo come back? And why is Goku's character so bad? It's like his character is like, it's like, this is what cool people think cool people are. But it's not. It's just what nerds think cool people are. And at one point they say 7 Dragon Balls must be found or all men's fate will be bound. What the fuck does that mean? And why is it in this movie? I hate Bulma's hair. I hate the way the capsules work. I hate that Roshi lives in the middle of a city and not in an ocean. The air bending, the earth bending. Why are they bending anything? That's not what they do. Mai is a horrible character. She's not even a character. She's like a side character that somehow got a name. If Shu and Pilaf aren't there, she doesn't even need to be there. Then this movie's like super disjointed. It's like they're missing scenes, or they had too many scenes, or they were out of order. I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. The beam struggle at the end between Roshi and Piccolo looks like dog shit.
I thought this was just one at a time. He's going through a list of like, okay,
why is the Uzaru 7 feet tall? That's not the size they are.
It's like it's One Piece logic.
Be at one with myself, I must be number 2. What? It's shit. That's what it's shit. And then at the end, they call Shenron Shenlong, which shouldn't be that big of a deal. But at that point, I was just not happy.
What about you, Hayden?
Do I need to go through all of mine, or
go ahead? You might as well.
So one of the things that got me watching the entire thing was it's an hour and 30 minutes roughly. It's like an hour and 25 minutes. Pacing is one big thing this movie did not do well in any way, shape, or form. It'd gloss over a lot of things really quickly. It'd be like, okay, we're here. Guess what? Now we're all the way over here. Half our journey's done. There's a lot of pacing issues going on with that. Lack of characters. Like we mentioned earlier, Krillin's not there. Puar's not there. Oolong's not there. No Ader. Nothing like that. I'm sure this could be set up for something else. But like some of these characters, I feel like were almost pivotal. Like Oolong kind of was. He kind of wasn't. Krillin was. Puar really wasn't. He was just there with to oodle over Yamcha. Mr. Turtle, Ader. Some of these things, like some of the lack of some of the characters that were what made Dragon Ball spectacular in its own thing, was one thing I will say I did not like of this. Does it make no fucking sense? Lack of Krillin. Why? Yeah, it just means each person, and then development for the characters. I guess Goku kind of had his little development of, oh yeah, I am Ozaru. I'm strong.
That scene right there, it just pissed me off. Just that I'm like, what? Okay, just even the whole thing, because I thought they were just gonna pull up some bullshit, like another like Ozaru, like monster type of thing. Like that was a whole different type of thing from Goku, low key.
And then the last thing is like the lack of context. There's so many things that have lack of context whenever it comes down to it. Like Dragon Balls. Where the fuck did they come from? Like, I know that's something we don't learn until way later, but that's just like, okay, these exist. Guess what? I think Josh brought up, was like, where the fuck did he come from? 2,000 years ago, who the fuck is this Ozaru? Who is this?
Yeah.
Why? How did he come back?
Raysean pointed that out.
At least we get a story about where the Dragon Balls come from before we know where they actually come from. This, they're just like, they're balls, whatever.
Like this, like there's just so much context left out for so many things. Like, Yamcha. I feel like there could have been more context for what Yamcha was doing, because he literally did not have much line. He's like, hey guys, you're in a trap. I want money. I'll get you out. And then he just kind of joined on in. Roshi
he was
didn't
just
have
a bandit or a thief. That's basically his whole content.
Bulma. We didn't know Bulma was a genius. I can't remember if she said, oh yeah, she did say Dr. Briefs, I think, but it didn't have any context to her as a character.
She never explored her being smart.
No. Same for Yamcha. Roshi, we didn't have a whole lot of in-depthness with him. Same for Chi-Chi. Like a lot of these things, just there is no context to what's going on. We made mention. We didn't know Mai was in this movie until the credits rolled. I couldn't have told. I had a guess. It's like, I wonder if that's Mai. No. Then it rolled. Like, holy fuck, that's Mai. Why the hell is she with Piccolo? How the hell did he survive? How can Goku go the Ozaru? And how has he never done it before? I'm sure there's been an eclipse sometime that's done it. Why isn't it?
But he needs a blood moon to do it.
Like there's so many, and I guarantee you, there's been at least one possible blood moon or something. Like there's a lot of lack of context whenever it comes down to it. That as a Dragon Ball fan makes this movie suck. It's basically like the $5. This is the Five Below version of Dragon Ball. It's like, hey mom, can we watch Dragon Ball? No, we got Dragon Ball at home. This is what they got.
Exactly.
I just want to say real quick, I did Google how often is there a blood moon. There's typically 2 to 4 per year.
See that right there? Like I thought it was one every I thought it was like once every 2 years. But see that right there, you're really telling me that what is because he's 18? That's like, oh Goku, you're 18 now. Now you can turn Ozaru.
That really makes you question. What was the other Ozaru?
That was a Monkey King, Wukong. That's who it has to be.
That was his father, and the Monkey King and Gohan got together and had a beautiful baby named Goku.
And then, like, we even mentioned on Goku's parents, like that was like, what happened to your parents? And unless I'm misremembering, it didn't have really much explanation for his parents. It's just like, yeah, I may have had parents.
Oh, that just reminded me another part that I hated when he was in class and this motherfucker mispronounced Namek. Oh my God, it's no way the script could have get past me. I'm like, what the fuck did he say? Namek? What the fuck is that? That would have threw me off. See, if I was Piccolo, I would be trying to destroy the world just for that bullshit.
They can't pronounce my home right. These sons of bitches.
This is crazy. But the number one thing I hated the most, and I think this broke my heart, because it was no reason for them to even bring it up. And it was Bulma talking about Capsule Corp. And then right after that, you see her talk about her motorcycle, and out of nowhere, it goes from small to big. Instead of her throwing a motherfucking capsule and it coming out the fucking capsule. Where's the capsules? No capsules in the movie.
Cool. That was cool to watch that transformation of that thing that was about the size of my pocket knife transform into a 4x4. Listen, was cool.
Man, if you want to watch something transform, you can watch Transformers. That's not what this movie is about. I know, Dragon Ball is not about transformation.
You gotta give credit where credit is due. That was cool.
I guess that's where all the money went for the animation, because that was the only thing that was animated nicely. Because everything else looked like, what the fuck? I don't even know what those Piccolo fighters that he sent, what those were. Those just look like random aliens they took from another movie and just said, we're just going to use them for this scene. They had they could regenerate, but it was bullshit.
Power Rangers villains.
The Capsule course, that really just pissed me off because I just couldn't. That just made me mad. But also, I like when you was kind of talking about Bulma, and it made me realize they didn't do anything to like amplify that Bulma was smart or do anything with her fixing something like in the show where she really got to show that maybe I'm not a fighter, but you guys need me. You know what I mean? Because like all the stuff that I can make and the helicopters and all the like stuff she can do, it's just like I just felt like, man, whoever wrote the script for this, because I had to look it up, he actually apologized to the Dragon Ball fans because he said he literally just did it for the money, and I'm glad he said that because you had to. And I don't know how much money your ass needed at the time, because if you would have done this right, you would have literally probably had more movies and more chances to make more money, because you literally stopped what you were doing because you didn't take the time to research anything. And what makes me mad is I feel like, did nobody in this whole acting crew know what they were doing? Like, did they not know what this was based off of? Like, how am I playing Goku and I not know who Goku is? Like, it's just like, man, I feel like I would have went to the director. Like, I just don't know if this is the same Goku I didn't watch for the last 20 years of my life. Like,
even if you've never seen an episode of Dragon Ball, is 20 minutes.
That's what I'm like.
Some fucking idea. Read the wiki.
They skimmed it for 2 minutes.
I mean, you got mangas, there's books. I mean, there's something you could have done to get a overall basics of the story. And I can just say that was not given in here. We are probably going to do a series of just trying to watch a lot of these live action movies and just see and kind of compare them. Because right now we are at the bottom and we still got Avatar. I want to see how I can compare Avatar to this now that I got this fresh on my mind. I think we also got like Death Note. I heard that one is kind of interesting, the Netflix edition. So there's some other ones that I'm not necessarily remembering at the moment, but we're going to try them out. If you guys got any suggestions, let me know.
Alita Battle Angel.
Oh, is that one?
Yep, you got that. Ghost in the Shell. You got a handful of those ones that not everybody knows.
God, Ghost in the Shell. How did that get made?
How
was Scarlett Johansson in that movie?
Evangelion. We could watch the Eva movies, the live action Evangelion.
But before we get to that, you guys got an overall rating? Like, what would you get this out of 10?
Can I say one thing? Because I was talking with you prior to this, and I was going to explain my point to Josh right there.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I asked my dad to watch this movie with me. He's never seen an episode of Dragon Ball in his life. He doesn't watch anime in any way, shape, or form. I've tried. He doesn't want to. And one thing, since he had no context to Dragon Ball, that's why I was saying this, as a Dragon Ball fan, this movie sucks. His explanation to me made a lot of sense. If you don't know what it's based on, I'm not defending this movie. This is an okay B movie at best if you don't know the source material. He said like Resident Evil, like the Resident Evil movies, the Mia Jovovich movies. If you haven't played the games, that's not a bad movie. Once the moment you play it, it's entirely shitty in any way, shape, or form. That's how you saw Dragon Ball Evolution. Is like, if you don't know Dragon Ball, he never does. He knew Goku's hair changed color. That's all he knew, and he wore orange. We got to say the entry of the entry of the gi at the last 10 minutes was stupid. He just like decided at the last minute to put it on. I do want to bitch about that. I forgot about that. But like, I just want to say that right there.
Gohan.
Yeah. Like, that's one thing I just wanted to bring up right there, because I said something like, this isn't an awful movie. Realistically, I know this is a bad rating because we compared to its initial thing. Somebody who's never watched any of it agreed this isn't a great movie, but it's not a horrible movie. If you go off its source material, it's shitty. Never seen it. It's okay-ish. I just want to say that right there, because somebody who's never watched it said this isn't the worst movie he's ever seen.
So what would your overall rating for it be?
Let me interrupt and ramp on for a minute. So when I first saw this movie, I was dating this girl and we went to see it together. Later on, we got married despite seeing this movie together. So you know our relationship is strong. But she doesn't know anything about Dragon Ball. All she knows is that every couple of months I was buying Dragon Ball DVDs, and she said it was total shit.
Like example I gave him is like if you had they changed the movie's name around, say not called it Dragon Ball, just called it Evolution, had the Promethean orbs instead of the Dragon Balls, not Goku. It was really weird to hear people just randomly say Goku like it was the most normal thing. That was weird. But like change some of the names around, it would have been a much better movie. The example I gave him, I don't know if you know this, Josh. You know the movie The Thing, the 1982 film?
I do.
You know that it had a sequel?
No.
Did you know it was a game?
I knew it was a game.
This is a sequel to the movie.
I figured it was based on the movie.
No, this is an actual sequel. This takes place 2 months after the movie. This game sucks because it's based on The Thing. You take away every aspect of The Thing from this, make it its own thing, this would have been an okay game. But comparing it to its initial source material, it sucks. It's the way I feel like this movie could have gone. Had they changed names around, it wouldn't have been the greatest thing ever, but it would have fared a little bit better. If it wasn't Goku, let's call him Philip, and you had Master Titan, and he was fighting the demon or something like that. Like,
I like Philip. It's a good name for Goku.
Like,
I don't know, but like
I think that takes the movie from like because I initially rated and I give it like a 1 or 2, 2 being nice, you know what I mean? But I think if we change the characters around, I probably would give it like a 5.
Like it's like
honestly, I wouldn't. It wouldn't go too much higher, but it would be like, you know,
it'd be bearable.
It'd be respectable. Like I feel like this is one of those movies you could watch if you needed to pass some time at work, and it was just some bull. Like so, you just needed to pass time. You just sitting down chilling. Yeah, this is something I'll probably
at work.
Hey, we don't work around here.
If you got one of those jobs where you just sitting down and kind of just chilling type of thing, you know,
I just
mean?
watching.
Some people got different type of jobs.
As we're working, my bosses walk on by, and I'll just be scrolling through TikTok. It's like, hey, you want to see this TikTok about somebody burning a marshmallow with cigarette smoke? It's really interesting.
Give me an idea. Give me another name for this movie.
I mean the adventure of the Promethean balls. I mean,
no. Demonic, call it demonic origin.
Demonic origin. I would not. That sounds like it's
demonic in the name. Demonic in the
origin. Like if I see that, I'm like, that's probably about a serial killer, and it's probably some shitty Netflix.
It does get a scary movie, but
it's something like it's got to have demonic for kind of the monkey is a demon King Piccolo. It's got to have demon in the name. So let's say.
Alien versus Alien.
The last demon. There you go.
What about Alien versus Alien?
Okay, maybe that's all right. I don't know. Like, do you think if they'd said it's based on Journey to the West, it would have got a little more traction?
I think so.
I
think they would have had to do a little bit more money.
I think if it was its own separate thing, it would have been so much better. If it wasn't based on, like, to change every name around, this would have been an okay 5 out of 10 movie.
I don't know, man, because like to me, like, how do you even see this movie if it's not called Dragon Ball? How do you stumble upon it?
Okay,
hey,
so
I wouldn't have gone to the movie theater to see The Last Demon's demonic origins based on Journey to the West, but I sure as hell it says Dragon Ball Z. There.
I think you have to promote it like almost any movie that doesn't have a necessarily like origins or something. You just got to promote it and kind of.
Who do you have in this movie that anybody wants to see? Jamie Chung?
I don't know. This was 2009.
You feel like Jackie Chan in here. You know what I mean? I mean, a young IP man. You've been as the main character. I don't know if you use the white guy. Maybe not, especially if you're doing Journey Through the West. That's already kind of a little ambiguous.
Watch this movie and think of every character with a different name, and this would have been okay.
I didn't know Jamie Chung was married to Brian Greenberg. Brian Greenberg, of course, was from One Tree Hill. He played Jake.
Oh, I didn't know. Well, did you know the Bulma here is the same person? If you guys watch Shameless, yes, she is Fiona. It's like crazy to me.
Reunion.
But what's your rating, Josh and Hayden? Because I don't think you gave yours yet either. You gave it a 3. What about you, Josh?
I'll give it a 2 because I like the way the Dragon Ball swirled.
Okay. I gave it about a 2 too, and then I think if you add ours all together, it's about a 2. I think Hayden's only 3, so that I don't think that moves it much. So let's say like a 2.3 that we give this movie. We will say this is a horrible remake of adaptation of the Dragon Ball story. I don't really see how this made it through. I'm surprised this even got people to like put money up for it. Like, I feel like if you were asking me for money for this project and I'm like, oh, this is Dragon Ball, let me see the script. Or if I just gave you money thinking it was Dragon Ball and I went to the premiere and saw this, bitch, you probably would have to run from me, especially if I gave you like 40 million. I gave you 40 million and this what you put on the damn screen? Oh, I'll be so mad. Oh, Lord.
You think in 20 years it's going to be a cult classic?
Yeah, every stupid thing's a cult classic years down the line. But like my big question, aside from why did they make this movie? Who was it targeted to? Why was it made in 2009? A good 7 to 10 years after the peak of Dragon Ball popularity.
Because that's I know that's when Dragon Ball Z Kai was kind of airing on Nicktoons. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. That's because Dragon Ball started like to revive itself in early Nicktoons in 2007, 2008, 2000, like right around that time frame. So maybe that's what it was, just hyping on the popularity of it. Be my only guess for you because it started to get more mainstream again.
Or you could be like, this is probably about the same time where superhero movies were starting to kind of become a thing, and this was probably their only way to kind of get into that franchise. Because if you don't have like rights to Marvel or DC characters, now I mean you got a whole catalog of characters in the anime world that you probably
so that's
use.
it. 20th Century Fox got the rights to it at its peak of popularity and didn't do anything with it. And if they didn't make this movie, they would have lost the rights.
Oh, well.
Does that mean they still have the rights then, theoretically? Are they going to make another movie?
They probably could.
So
I think a lot of shows have done that where they about to lose the rights, so they kind of make a bullshit kind of movie of it and stuff like that. And you'd be like, hey, why they make this? But it's like they were going to lose the rights and shit. So,
but I mean, who has the rights to Dragon Ball now? Isn't that a problem?
That's for a movie adaptation, and I think it's hard for them to even make a movie because I think Toriyama said that he wasn't approving any more live actions after this one. Like that's why they haven't even made an attempt to do anymore.
They shouldn't attempt to do anymore.
If I remember correctly.
No, don't say it. What I don't know what you're going to say, but I don't want to hear it.
Go ahead and say it.
I can tell you who has the live action movie rights for Dragon Ball.
Who has
it? Is it Uwe Boll?
No. It's another giant company that's ruined a lot of movies. Take
Disney.
Another guess. Yep.
I bet you. I knew it.
They got the rights in 2019.
Ooh, that'll be interesting for them to. But I bet it's gonna be hard for them to even do it. Now, if I had the rights to Dragon Ball,
still own it.
Well, Fox probably did own it. And, they end up buying Fox.
Well, Disney bought Fox.
That's what I'm saying.
They have the live action movie rights for Dragon Ball due to their 2019 acquisition of the 20th Century Fox, which previously held those rights and distributed films like Dragon Ball's Evolution, Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, and Super Broly.
Yep. That's why I will get the rights of it.
Are you confirming that we're going to see Goku in the next Kingdom Hearts game?
I'd be fucking down.
Woo!
Would too.
You know how many people would be pissed to know that Sora can actually kick Goku's ass? That'd be hilarious.
Oh man, you trying to when we go ahead and wrap this up. He already trying to start.
I'm genuinely not. You look we'll do this. I'll piss off every Dragon Ball fan out there. Look into the lore of Kingdom Hearts. Look into the lore of this fucking Keyblade. He solos. He's damn near boundless in Kingdom Hearts 4. If he goes into fucking with the world of fiction and we can feel it on that thing, Sora is going to be fucking damn near boundless. I kid you not, lore-wise.
Kingdom Hearts 4 doesn't exist.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Where can I play it?
I didn't say it existed for us to see it, but it exists.
When I'm holding it in my hands, it exists.
All right.
That's why you don't exist to me.
Oh,
you don't exist to me either. That's why you're so foggy over there.
And with that,
Vaseline on my lens.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about the movie before we wrap up?
No. I think we covered it all.
And with that, we end today's episode. I want to thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys liked our review of the Dragon Ball Z Evolution movie. Hopefully you guys agree. If not, if you think the movie is a classic and top 3, let us know in the comments below. But before we wrap up, I just want to allow my guests to basically tell you guys where you can find them. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, you can find me at Dad's Anime Stash. We are on YouTube, Facebook, probably anywhere else. You can also find me at Morecana. We're a Lorcana card playing channel on TikTok.
Okay. You, Hayden?
As I said earlier, for All Around Gaming, you can find me on YouTube at All Around Gaming. Look for the red, green, and blue, and the Buster Swords. Right now, something fun I'm doing over there is my buddy and I for Resident Evil Requiem. I don't know when this will be up, so we're just going to say right now, as we're playing through all the Resident Evil games every Tuesday and Thursday. We're on Resident Evil 0 right now if you want to come see us play this very fun, stupidly long franchise.
What are you starting with 0? What order are you playing them in?
We're going story chronologically.
Okay. That sounds pretty interesting.
He doesn't want to play the older ones, and that really sucks. So we're having to do it in a very much meet the middle ground way.
Okay.
Isn't the next one coming out a prequel? Isn't that going to fuck you up?
We don't know where this is because this is. I don't know when in the timeline this is. I'm pretty sure this is before 7. It's Requiem, so I know it's Requiem. It's after RPD. But it follows more of Outbreak more than anything that kind of has RPD stuff to it. I don't know where this fits in the timeline.
Good. It's always a fun game when no one knows the correct timeline.
For sure. If you guys want to check that out, I have all the links and stuff below. Also, I want to let you guys know that we got some great interviews coming up. Also, to check out our YouTube shorts that we've been recently posting and our TikToks. We are trying to build those accounts up. So just check me out on Instagram at rgap2 to get those links. And I'll also have the links of my guests below. And with that, I just want to say, thanks. Oh.